Hello and welcome back to Revingham. I am Mayor Rever, and we are here in our fine little city with time paused because we got something at least slightly exciting happened. And I just thought and I always pause it whenever I get a merchant just to clear my head. And sometimes if you forget, you can come over here and look at what you've ordered and whatnot. But really, no, that's not what I was thinking of. I didn't need to close that. Come to your town hall. You guys probably know this, but trade items. So what do we have? You know, if you don't know that you have something, as you start getting more and more, we don't have cherry trees. So if we come back here, we could get cherry seeds potentially. So let's get one of those. Rather expensive, but again, not ordered. Now I haven't seen the wheat guy. I thought we had ordered wheat. I don't know what's going on with the order and things, but we're still good. We haven't planted enough of our plum trees have been planted, but they haven't grown enough that we can actually start making alcohol, but we should be getting there shortly, and I'm hoping that's the difference in our last heart over here. So let's see, what can we trade? Yeah, we're not doing like that great. We're probably doing as well on anything as tools, but we didn't actually bring any in here, did we? Nah, so if we want to trade for this, I think we're going to have to go for some of our firewood. And just because I'm going to math it, I'll do it on my calculator. So 625 firewood. Doesn't sound too bad for the trade, right? There we go. So I'm not going to bother ordering anything, but we now have cherry trees. So we'll have to see about what other orchards we can make. Okay, let's dismiss this guy so another one gets on his way, and then let's talk about the few things I did. Mostly I was just letting time go forward, and I guess we should just get right on the cherry trees. I hate this. I was thinking about this area as to some more food production. Now we don't have like a mine planned here, but I think we have enough plans for mines over this way. And I was hoping to maybe be able to get you know what, I'm going to pause it again just so that we can, I just want to sort of make a road that I don't want to build. I think if we go this way, it might hug the terrain better. No, the other way. Go to a green one. Why are you not hug? Alright, so do it the hard way. Alright, so there's that road there. Now that gives me an idea. I'd like to get another pasture. I know that's not what I was talking about a second ago, but you know, if we're able to get a road through here, let's just see what a max size pasture looks like. Yeah, so that's not too bad. We can actually tuck it in a little bit more so we can come down right like that. But then let's see, if I come over this far, we kind of get it as far over this way as I can without blocking that road. Yeah, see, we would get into the road right there, but that's a road and not the thing, so we know I probably want to rotate this around so the building is on the other side. Alright, and we'll just pause that. But that sort of boxes us in. Boxes? Yeah, boxes us in. Sounds funny to me right now. Alright, so I don't have my handy dandy calculator open. There is a website, if you guys have not played the game much, that where is it? Banished crop field size. So let's just see, that's not the calculator. Sorry guys, should have been more prepared. There we go. Pasture size calculator, orchards. Yeah, so really 5 by 7. Let's just see, because I'm thinking about this space right here. Let's just see what that would be for an orchard. So if we made it the maximum, it would be 7 by 9. Is that a good size? Yeah, 9 by 7, 7 by 9, kind of the same thing. Not ideal, but you know, and we'll get them building that right away. And that'll just be some cherries. Now, do we want to do something over here? All right, you know what, let's get rid of. Well, you know what? Yeah, let's get rid of that road. I don't. There we go. Now we'll play time. Good. All right. So a place over here. We could probably put a few orchards up in this way, but that's real close to our market, so we'd better off the houses right there. Yeah, I don't think we can get another mine over here. I think that was sort of... Let's go further this way. That storage building's in the way. Yeah, if I'm remembering right, it's just off a little bit. I think we can get them over on this side, but I didn't do that because, you know, of our forestry thing. We can get some more over here somehow. Which means that this is probably a pretty good area to put in a cherry orchard or two, because eventually these people won't be working here. We don't have to put it in right away. Maybe we'll just plant a couple orchards. Yeah, I would probably put it as far away as is reasonable. We'll put a road. And I do want to do some efficiency upgrading. It's an orchard, 4 by 15, 4 by 15. All right, we'll just pause those for the. We'll pause one of them. There's not actually any construction involved. So as far as... So there we go. So we'll have a few cherry trees kind of available in each area. Well, not each area, but we'll have some cherries available. Now, I think we can use the cherries for alcohol. Yeah, so I mean, we'd have to switch, and I kind of plan on the plums for now. I kind of like to use the wheat in the future because it's... With this... When you get into mods, they do have a mill that makes bread and all that stuff. But we don't have that. If we look at our food production, there's no like making bread. People just take the wheat into their houses. But you can control better the wheat. Yeah, so we'll do cherry, and then we have to up our farmers, which is fine. We got plenty of people. We've got quite a bit of food, but that's another thing about the cherries, right? They're not going to hurt us in getting that going. There we go. Let's move this guy up. So we're building another herbalist over here, just to get our herbs up a little bit. They don't seem to be doing that great. We've got a woodcutter building over here. Building another house, just because we're going to need more people. And then we have this house here. We have a gatherer. And then, I keep doing that. Another... Too many games I play, you hit escape to close everything. And this one's a little different. So, there we go. So that's, I think, all of the constructions, is it? Oh, no. I started... Yeah, let's head all the way over. I started doing this quarry over here, so we'll put this off to the side as well. Let's put it down the bottom in the pile, and then once that orchard gets done, I'll have room. So I'm keeping my builders busy as we go, and you know, really, I built another house over here as much as anything because we're having, you know, even though we have this forester's lodge, we're still struggling with our trees there. So I was thinking of just coming in, you know, I've kind of cleared out some of these. Yeah, that's part of the forester thing. We get some more, you know, this is part of this forester thing. So we can come in here and just say cut some trees. Yeah, just out of there, right? So we just get some extra trees going. And then we'll get some extra trees when we cut those down. And then, so there we go. So we're bringing in crops. We got quite a bit of food. Now I did trade, I think I didn't say this yet, I did trade for some stuff. So what I'm thinking of doing is let's just get some more stuff into our trading post. And that's one of the reasons I don't set the unlimited food limit. There is no actual unlimited, but you know, it can be very high. So we're ready to start harvesting again, and we got 1,800 cabbages. So let's bring this up to like 1,000. All right, so we'll have some food there. What else do we have? Cabbages, firewood, mutton. Yeah, we did just bring in this mutton, so we're doing real well with mutton. How are we doing with beef? Well, we got beef. Eventually the beef can replace the mutton. There we go. So that's that one, and we might do the same thing. Let's get some more. Let's see, what do we have in here already? Yeah, let's take this guy up to 1,000 as well. It's not like we're getting rid of the food, so even if it's sort of a mistake, we can always... 1,500 mutton in here already. Let's take it to 1,700. So we got... What else do we have? Peppers. That's what I wanted to put in here. Yeah, we got... Oh, okay. So we don't... This guy's just too busy for his own good. You know what? Let's up this guy. It doesn't hurt because they will provide and bring food to people. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's go with 3 over here, just because we have enough laborers and... Oh, no, not there. I'm sorry. They won't bring food. You know what? I'm going to bring that back down. Let's go to our... I already upped this a little bit, but we're getting to be a little bit of a big town over here. So let's get 3 in this marketplace. And that just will help provide food to the people within range. There you go. At least we took some of that food out of there, or we'll take some of that food out of there. And yeah, I don't know. We don't... You know, these guys just aren't always going to stay that busy, so I'd rather just let them do their thing. Okay, here goes our cherry orchard. And we will up the number of farmers. So 22 farmers. Good. And then the herbalist... Yeah, let's bring that down and bring that up. Right, herbalists, 3 of 3, good. But that leads me to another thing. In between the episodes, I turned this guy off, but we just built this herbalist over here, because this one really just wasn't doing that well. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't build it near your town, build it in the middle of the thing. Though, when you don't have a hospital, they do go to this for their health care, so that's sort of another issue at that point. But I want to just destroy this building. So we're going to get rid of the herbalist, and then they'll just come over to here, which they're already kind of doing. Oops, somebody died. Now, as far as our population goes, we have 34, so I'm really, you know, I don't want to go too low on the children, right? Like, you hold off on building houses. Oh, there we go. So we got another woodcutter, and I'm just going to take them off of work just immediately. I don't really want them cutting firewood while we have enough firewood and we're low on wood. Now, I did get a comment, and someone asked a question about how realistic would it be to just have a town producing firewood. Now, I don't know if you meant, you know, just that's all you would ever have, but you certainly could, you know, dedicate one of your towns, like if you consider each one of these a town, you know, like each area that's surrounding, you know, I have 3 towns in a sense at this point. Certainly you could, but I don't think there's any way you'd ever trade enough of everything to get all the other things you needed. But you certainly could have a town that's very firewood centric. Now the problem with this game is that transporting things back and forth isn't the most efficient, right? So you're kind of better off with cells in a sense where you're producing everything you need locally and then not having to travel. Like if you just had all your wood production over here, say, you know, you'd have to carry all that wood over to here. Now, just carrying firewood and what you need for construction is not the end of the world. So it's certainly realistic if you mean, you know, as one of your towns, not like this one would still have to produce enough food for all the people that live cutting firewood. Because I mean, now you probably could do something at that point with like getting a lot of trading posts, right? And I think each trading post can get its own traders. So if we had 10 trading posts along here, you certainly probably could get enough traders to bring that in. But that would sort of, again, be like a longer term thing where I don't think you would survive in the beginning, certainly if you didn't have food production and all that stuff. So yeah, you could get by being like a limited resource kind of thing. I think if at that point, if I was going to try to do that, the other problem is not every trader takes everything. So you might want to do tools as well, like just so that you have some hedge your bet on what you can trade for. So that's sort of another issue. But it would certainly be a mega challenge to try to do that, and you wouldn't survive in hard mode. It would kind of be a switch over thing towards once you got established. How are we doing here? Starting to look pretty low there, isn't it? Died of old age again. Yeah, so I think we definitely want to get some houses. There we go. We got this house going. So let's go take a look. And our builders only have 3, and that's just the quarry. So, yeah, so let's see. Where would we put... I think I'd like to get more... Well, let's get this tailor going. Or tavern, I mean, going. Because we're going to have those plums down here. And then why don't we get these 2 houses going. And that'll sort of round this out. Now, that'll get some more people to work at these farms and whatnot. Now, we have a good number of houses down here. And what is this? Yeah, well, let's not... We're going to... The problem is our wood. This is good. This tavern, even though I just unclicked it already... Well, no, we're going to use up most of our wood in that. So, the good thing is it is going up. It's not like we're using it all up instantly, which is definitely a good thing. All right, so what else? Oh, that's about it. You know, we can see if we have a last-minute trader. But then the other thing I want to do is get more houses over to here. You know, obviously we have, what is this? That's our schoolhouse. We don't have a school over here. We're doing okay with schools, but we probably should get a school. And then there we go. We got our orchard going. Let's take a real quick look at our cattle. 14. Yeah, they're not the fastest growing duplicating things, are they? Well, these guys are 10 of 10. Oh, and this orchard, or I'm sorry, this pasture over here, I want to make into for cattle, right? So, because we're going to have a tailor here, and they'll have cattle coming from across here, but they could also have cattle coming from across here. Cattle really kind of are the best thing. If we get extra leather, it's not the end of the world, but that'll let us ramp up 2 tailors and hopefully make sure they have enough stuff. And then as soon as we see plums, we'll get our alcohol going. So we have plenty to do. Yeah, we got 8 of 10 on those guys. Our laborers are down to that. And then I also want to... Yeah, I want to get these other houses ramped up. It does actually make a difference. One house doesn't. But if you get rid of these wooden houses... And we're going to be building a few more. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just tell them to upgrade this house. And the biggest impact that I've seen is on the firewood, right? And we're kind of low on wood, so by getting all of these wooden houses upgraded, we're doing ourselves a pretty big favor. There's a couple more down here we'll get. But they had, yeah, see, they had relatively young couples a minute ago. Sorry about doing that. See, this is not such a young couple anymore. And neither are they. So as time went on, they're going to get a little older. And I should be able... Now, they may rearrange themselves... But I'm not sure that the people move out of the houses as... I mean, the younger ones do, but I think they more switch their jobs based on what's around. Can't really completely... It doesn't really matter. But that's what I think they do. But these guys are getting up to 17. So, yeah, we'll get some cattle going. And we'll probably... Now that these 2 herds are doing okay, I don't have a problem with splitting this one. And, you know, especially once we get one of these up. So I'm going to pause the video, which I need to do just for the sake of our recording stuttering. And, you know, play it forward. See if we can't, you know, what's the next exciting thing. Let's see, do we have a trader on the way before I always kind of feel, but I feel like the trade, there we go. All right, we'll wait for the trader to get in there. And we'll figure out something else to look at. All right, so we got this house done. Yeah, we could. I'm trying to build evenly on both sides to kind of keep people from switching back and forth. Yeah, that's kind of getting to be too much. But we'll come back and get these buildings going as well. That'll add to our food pile. Not that we really need to, but we can always turn it off. Things like this gatherer's hut are nice, you know, as we get bigger and bigger, it's almost like the same thing as with the fishermen. Like, we only have a very limited number of fishermen. If we turn our gatherers down where we're not counting on them, if you do get caught with your pants down, so to speak, you know, like, you know, we could cut this off, especially once we get the quarry done, where we have, well, that quarry's going to take a lot of wood, isn't it? Yeah, look at that, we're getting low. Yeah, so this pasture, where's the pasture? Oh, up here. Yeah, let's cut some of these trees down. Right, we'll just have to do it soon anyway. I want to put a few more farms in here, so we're going to get a bunch more houses over this way and fire up this other blacksmith. That's sort of, you know, sort of waiting for the population growth. And let's focus on this side, just again mostly because I need to get this wood going, but also let's get our alcohol ramped up. And so we'll have 2 different alcohol places. As we get bigger and bigger, the lack of efficiency, even on hard mode, goes down. Like, or I'm just saying that you don't need to be as super efficient because, you know, look, we have 15,000 food, even though we've got a fair number of more people. You know, you can afford to have a few people not be 100% efficient, where when you're very starting out, you really got to be on top of it, or else you can find yourself dead. And it doesn't mean you can't mess up, and when you tend to mess up in the later game, or at least when I tend to mess up, it's like I mess up bigly, yeah, as Trump might say. You know, it's, you know, you really get yourself into a position where you didn't make enough food, or your crops fail, or, you know, but we're kind of big enough and spread out. That's another reason, by the way, to not focus too much in any one area, because if you get a pestilence or whatever doing your orchards or killing your cows, you know, the fact that we have them all spread out with different crops in different areas tends to mitigate the amount of issues that's going to cause you. So here we go. So let's see what this guy has, if anything good. It does a nice little side slip in here. I'm impressed. Another old age, yeah. So we're good. Well, we'll get these houses done. We'll go in a little bit of a housing building thing, and let's pause it and see what he's got to offer. Wheat seeds. Now there you go. See, so it's going to cost us $31.25. This finally we got our wheat seed order, so I finally managed that. My apologies to all of you. All right, yeah, firewood. We're gonna. Let's take a look. We could always bring more stuff over here. Is this guy pinned? Yeah. So let's go over here just to get an idea of what... We probably have a lot of wool. Yeah, 800. I feel more comfortable selling this wool. We get 5 for it. So let's see what... That'll get us up to 2,000, right? We don't need 2 wheat seeds. We just need 1. Does that mean he would have brought wheat seeds anyway and sold it to 2,500? And then, you know, we're on the cusp of getting a lot more leather. I mean, we're probably getting a decent amount, but I think we're on the cusp of getting a lot more. So I think we'd be okay selling these, though. Yeah, let's see. What if we sold 40? Yeah, 325. We could sell some steel tools. Let's do... That's 100. Yeah, let's do all 40 of those steel tools. So we're overpaying by 75, and I did that deliberately because that's an even number, and this is an odd number, and I knew... Yeah, we're getting 5 for each of these, so I should be able to go down to what, 375? Did I math right? You must know. What did I do wrong? 400. You are overpaying by 75. So that would be, oh, not 25 times. 15. 15 minus 400 is 385. Okay. There we go. All right. There you go. Never math on YouTube. Okay. So there we go. So we're going to trade. And then we're going to come over here to inventory and think about the impact of what we just did. So, steel tools. Yeah, we can pull 40 out. And we can pull 40 warm coats for the moment. And then the other thing we did was... Boy, it's easy to forget real quickly, isn't it? Wool. Yeah, and we can afford to pull out 400 wool. All right, well, we'll see what happens. All right, well, the video's paused. Let me start up time again, and then we need to figure out some wheat fields, huh? Yeah, you know what? Right next to our thing here. It's the middle of the winter, which is actually a good time to switch these. Now, we probably also need to consider cutting down on the amount of food we're making. But like I said, I kind of need to put a pause in these videos. Let's up the farmers. Oh, 28. I don't know. We only want one. I keep doing that. There we go. There we go. All right, good. So let me pause the video and... Oh, look, we got this guy built. Yeah, we'll turn him off for now. But I think what I'm going to do is, and I'll just do it in between the videos, is actually cut down on our gatherers. I might even just turn off the gatherer's hut. Alright, I know that gives us a variety of food, so we'll just turn off one of them. Because I don't think we need much more food in that area, and then we'll leave this one on for the time being, which should just keep us in that variety. So I will be back when a few more exciting things happen. See you guys in a second. Okay, we are done our pasture. So it was as good a reason as any to come back. We haven't had... We had a trader, and I just traded him for some food. So we haven't had any good trader, like for just food, not like another set of seeds or anything like that. That's really what we're going for at this point. But what I would like to do is set this guy to work on cattle. Let's set him down to 1, and then let's increase, right, 10 of 10 herdsmen. So we'll have another herdsman over here, and then what I'd like to do is I am going to split this guy. Oh, we're at the food limit. Let's, yeah, split him. And so they should head over to this one. Yep, very good. All right, and now let's see, what do we have? Oh, because we've got our crops in. And let's come over to here and see. I just put a bunch of food. I think I'm going to put more in this one. This one's only 11% full, so there's really not too much reason not to increase it. So what do we have a lot of? We're getting a lot of peppers. They're all food, I guess. I don't think it... Let's take this up to 1,200. We'll have a good reserve. And let's see, what else? We have a bunch of chestnuts. I don't think we're storing any of those. I don't think we have to... Let's do 500 over here for those. And then I tend to look for the things. Yeah, mutton. We'll take mutton up to 1,000. All right, then how is our other trading post doing? 32% full. That's fine. We'll up this other one a bit. And I did at one point take some tools and maybe not close. I think I put some tools in maybe this one or the other one. No, it was the other one didn't have any tools. It's much to spread out the trading. All right, so now we have 0 building projects. But I would like to come over here. Now we're still struggling with the wood. Do we want to build the schoolhouse over here? It's not necessarily necessary. We only got 12 students. So yeah, we're having a bit of a, I don't know, we're just not the evenest growing thing. If we were to take a look at our population graph, maybe we'll do that right before we end. But And I definitely want to get that school built. We probably want another storage. Can we get? We got a road here. I don't care if there's one fits here. Oh, we got a trader. Let's pause just to see what he has. Oh, he's a pear seeds we already have. So this guy's like a general goods merchant. So he's just selling a bit of whatever. Let's take a look. Is there any? Mostly at that leather. I think we have. Yeah, we have warm coats. We have chestnuts. Ale. Yeah, let's get 200 ale without even looking. Can't hurt, right? And then I think we're just about ready to. So as far as leather goes, do we have not leather? Well, we wouldn't want to. Yeah, do we have enough leather? Well, 43. I mean, we just split those cows, and we just. I mean, one of the reasons we split the cows is because this herd is at its maximum. All right, we got some of the food taken out of here, so we could trade this guy some food, I think. Might be a good idea. Though it's sort of against my general... Yeah, I think we... I don't want to buy any more food for stuff. So this guy wants... You know, we don't have any iron tools for him. Firewood, roots... Yeah, so what do we need to trade? 1,600. Why don't we trade... Now, we're not making squash. See, I bought this squash, was one of the things I purchased. You know what, we were at the herb limit now that we got 3 herbalists. So let's trade... How many herbs do we have? 200. Let's trade 100 of those. That'll be a chunk of it. And we don't have as much... Well, we don't have as much stuff as he would want, but let's trade... Oh, this will take us... Yeah, this will take us to, and if we did 400, that'll be it, right? So we'll trade some venison, which we have not that much of. Right, so let's trade him. Let's go to the inventory, and yeah, I think I'm just going to put that to 0. And then let's see what else. This guy doesn't have any chestnuts. Let's give him 400 chestnuts. Is there anything else? Eggs? Yeah, we can give him some eggs. They're worth money. Eggs. We'll do 400 eggs. We don't want to overfill them too much, but no reason. This is like our reserve food, so no reason not to store some cabbages. Yeah, too bad he didn't want some cabbages. Yeah, let's put 2,000 of those in there. All right, so that'll bring our food down even further as the trading post guy gets busy. And we got 19 laborers and no construction projects, but the problem... Oh, did I trade? Yeah, I traded. Yeah, let's hit play. But I didn't dismiss them. Oh, we got another one. Jeez Louise. Oh, more ale. You know, like, why not? Now, I think we have to get... No, I guess people would just take ale right out of the thing, right? Over to their houses. It's not like they don't have to go to a tavern to drink it. Well, kind of convenient that he went to the other thing. Now, he wants some of the steel tools, but we didn't get any of them over here yet. Or did I just... Yeah, see, I asked for 40, but we didn't get them here. Wool. I mean, if we did 200 wool, I guess a good chunk of the way there. Then we do the rest with firewood, which would be what, like 4 into 6, 4 into 60. It's going to be like 1, 3. Now 4 into 60. I'm just going to do the math on the calculator. Sorry, guys. Not very impressive, is it? What do we need? 600 left? I should know this. It's just, I'm YouTubing at 150. Not 140. I knew I didn't have the right answer. Right? So we'll trade him for some more alcohol. And then Yeah, firewood. We could trade firewood. Part of the problem is we're just not hitting our firewood limit. But let's make sure, yeah. So that's not too much firewood. I can see we have enough. And then, yeah, we traded some herbs. Yeah, we almost need another trader over here to keep up. Alright, anyway, good enough. If we cause the problem, it can't be that catastrophic. Yeah, we definitely need... I think I may just up these guys temporarily just to get some of that food down quickly. Alright, so we'll keep doing that. Keep, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't like all these not making food symbols. Oh, did I not dismiss this guy? Go on your way. So how are we doing with our... Well, let me see. I wrote a few... more wheat fields. That's right. I was debating this school because I was looking back here. And I'm thinking, let's see. Let's get these designed. Get started this end. Okay, good. 17. I was making sure it was... I'm going to make these by 8. Can I get 2 in there? So 15 by 8. By 7, but I did that again. Oh, I just made that. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this for a second. And then come back into school, rotate you, pause you, close you. Field. Yep, see, now we can fit it right in perfectly. So we'll get them working on those fields, and then we can, let's just get some roads going around. Yep, look at that. Almost like I designed it that way from the beginning. Yeah, we definitely could use, well, we have this storage here, but these farms definitely like storages to be close, but I guess we'll be okay. We could probably put a house or two over this way. And I may just even build this. Yeah, let's see, let's start up here. So we'll pause one of them. Then we have a tailor, and a house up here that we could build. So we got 8 of 8 on our constructions, but that's also these orchards, right? So let's get, we're holding our own with the population, but I was hoping it would go up more. So let's get, yeah, that's a mine. Let's get this other house going. I don't think that'll hurt us to have a few more people up this way. So we'll have this house going, and we'll have this house going, and that's, you know, the thing that's fighting me now is just getting enough logs. And so you might, if you're a very keen observer, you may notice that I've sort of been sending them out there just to gather up everything, but, you know, get rid of areas. Now let's see, and then this keeps happening, people keep dying. But the good news is that we haven't really, you know, caused a lot of problems. And we've split our cows, so we'll have more there. Good. Look, we got our food down below the limit. We've got 2 guys working in here, though I'll try to remember to take them out of there at some point. So let's go over and finish up the episode by taking a look at our graphs to see what's happening. Sometimes this gives you a different impression. Remember, this is your growth rate. So in other words, as you have more or less, you can see we've kind of dipped down in the number of students. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but trust me, we did. So we've been pretty steady, which has been a fairly steady growth rate, but it definitely feels like it's not going up. And I think there was a few periods of time where it sort of, like, this really didn't go up that much. You know, it's slowly increasing, but that's kind of what you want if you don't, unless you're in a race to get your fastest growing town. Now, if you look, our adults have been steady increasing, but again, you know, this period of time, they weren't, you know, just wasn't overly impressive with how fast they were going up. But I like that. I like the way it looks. a little bit. I'd like to see that increasing a little bit more than it is. But when you think about it, I've talked about 1/3, and we've got now 31. So we're only at a quarter. So that's why I've been kind of building some more houses as we go. So like I haven't been hesitating to build these houses while I'm off camera, and I'll probably do a little bit more house building. How are these people doing? Still maybe making babies. So most of the houses here, yeah, we got to get these. Oop, that's a hunting cabin. I keep doing that. I will stop 1 year. Each week I get better at not doing that, and then I go off play other games where escape gets you out of the menus. Anyway. Alright, so I'll keep building some more houses maybe, and I will come up with a list of things for us to do in the next episode. But in this one we got some wheat. So, oh, you know what we can do maybe right before we end? Do we have plums? Let's just go take a look. Yeah, we have plums, and do we have wheat? And we have wheat. So let's go ahead and turn on wheat and alcohol. Right? So we will have ale. Not that we didn't just buy some, so we kind of had ale anyway, but... So this one I have set to making wheat. And there's a wheat farm right there, so it should be pretty good. And then this guy has the plums right next to him, so he's going to make plums. And then I don't think it matters too much over here, but and that will actually use up some of our food, right? So that'll kind of cut down on the amount of food that we're making. Well, we won't cut down on the food we're making, but we'll convert it to alcohol, so that won't be available as food. At least not if we're making alcohol. So then we'll have this guy over here, which could be making plum something. But for now, we'll just kind of hold off and see how it goes, and we'll take a look at that in the next episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. And as always, I will be doing these back to back. And so I won't get your comments. I mean, I'll get your comments after the video, but I won't respond to the next video. Anyway, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.